Hey everyone, it's Chet at the studio. So this is my first solo podcast from a few months ago. It was an interview with my oldest son's best friend, Mr. Dazmin James, who's number 83 at the University of Arkansas football team. So with NCAA 25 coming out, I figured I would replay this on YouTube and let you listen to what Dazmin had to say and how his journey began and where he's headed to. So without further ado, here is that first episode, and I'll see you soon. I want to introduce my first guest. I'm really happy and proud to have this young man as my first guest. He's been a member of our family for years. We've welcomed him in. We've seen him grow, great achievements, and I couldn't be more proud of him. Very humble and carries himself very well. So with that being said, Hog Nation, stand up. We've got your wide receiver from Arkansas University, number 83, Dazmin James. Dazmin, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up?
So how you doing? You got a little bit of a break, and you're back home.
Yeah.
So how's everything going in Arkansas? What's going on?
Yeah, football is the main goal. Just finish school, finish spring. We got a little break right now. So I'm good to see everybody, family, you, your family, my son, and everybody.
Yeah, so you got a son, and your son's name is Chet, not to be mistaken with my name. It's with a J, Chet.
Right.
And he's something, man. Spitting image of Daz, and once again, just couldn't be more proud of what you've done, where you're going, and everything's just really great. To see where you've come and what you're doing, man. Great things. And for me, as a football fan, I'll be honest, like the aha moment for me was when I saw you on ESPN in the red and white game in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start off with, what's your first memory as a child of football? What was the first thing you remember?
One of the first things I remember playing football is when I was real young, playing flag football, but I don't remember too much on that, so I'm not going to elaborate. But I do remember my first time playing tackle football. The coach, he saw how I ran and everything. He was like, hey, what you think about playing football? I was like, I'd love to do it, but we couldn't pay for it because we were struggling. So he paid for all my equipment and everything. And then this is back in Lillington when I was real young. And I played quarterback, and it was my first time ever playing football. I mean, snap the ball. I have some plays I just take off, and I could never be caught.
Yeah, I mean, and we're going to get into that in a little bit of why he couldn't be caught, and that's something cool I can't wait to get into. But what was like the fire? Did you develop a passion as a young child, or when did it really hit you that football is something you wanted to pursue?
It was definitely as a young child. Growing up, my dad always told me how good he was at football and everything. So I was like, hey, I mean, I could be great too. So it really came from my dad motivating me, always seeing him in the stands, him and my mom. It was just always motivation, and that's when I caught the fire to keep going.
Nice. You've done great things, and not only in football, but let's go back here a little bit. Let's go back to not too long ago, last year, 2023. Not only was it a breakout year for you in football, but you also had success in track and field. So let's start off with some of your football achievements. So you transferred to Clayton from West Johnson High School.
Correct.
In North Carolina, and you had a really solid season. Stats were there. The talent was there. I honestly made it to one game. It was a rainy game. It was a horrible pass. You still caught it and scored a touchdown. And I said, okay, we got something here. And it was crazy to see that. And we're talking now in that track and field, man, like a sleeper. You came out of nowhere. So
Right.
How did that happen?
Okay, so it was really football season. Shout out to my coaches, Coach Chowick, Coach Kez. I wouldn't be nowhere without them. And really it came from my girlfriend's brother. He was like, hey, Daz, you should run track. You'll be great in the 100, 200. And the 4x1 team would be crazy. But like me never running track, I didn't know winter track, didn't have no 100, no 4x1 and stuff like that. I was like, I'll do it. And then I get out there and meet the coach and everything. He said from the way he saw me run and stuff, he always knew that I'd be a good track runner. And going into that, I just stuck with it and had a lot of success in it.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I started off with Daz is very humble, but just so everybody knows, Dazmin is the two-time North Carolina state champion in the 100 and 200 meter for 2023. And did you say that was like you weren't in the track really until you got back into it last year? So what was going on there? Was there like a break or?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It's God. Just stuck with the process. I still don't really know how to come out of blocks, but I just got good makeup speed and yeah.
The rest is history, as they say.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
we talked about the 100 and 200, but I want to make sure I get this right, and I'm going to let you make sure I am right. What is that 40 time? What's your best 40?
My first 40, I think I had clocked in at 4.3 flat or something like that. And then my second one, I came back and ran a 4.28 or 4.29. Yeah, and that was crazy because I didn't even know until after I finished running it. And then my third time, I came back and ran 4.32.
That's fast. Like NFL speed. It's just amazing, the story, man. Does it seem like it was, like you said, you mentioned God, right place, right time? Is there anything you could pinpoint that was like, I'm going to get to where I want to get and I'm on the right path? Was there anything that kind of rolled around your brain around that time when people were giving you attention for things like that?
Not really. I was just out there having fun. I couldn't really tell you.
Yeah, all just kind of came together, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So now we're going to jump a little bit ahead. The recruitment process. Obviously, having a good camp in Tennessee, a lot of eyes were on you throughout the country for your speed and also for the breakout season you had at Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Clayton, North Carolina. When you got the call, how did that go when you started getting calls from schools showing interest in you and your ability?
Man, I remember it was one night. I was just on the game, and out of nowhere, I get a text, but I'm pretty sure it might have been from Arkansas. It was Coach KG. I'm very grateful for him because without him, I might not be playing SEC ball. So he texted me and everything, telling me they offered me and stuff like that, and everybody watched my film, and they just love watching my film, so they would love me to come play at the University of Arkansas. The recruitment process was crazy. It was fun, though, definitely.
Yeah, it sounds like you took it in stride, which is good. Now, what was like the deciding factor to go to Arkansas? What was about Arkansas that really made you say, hey, this is where I want to go make my mark?
It was really the whole staff, Coach Sam Pittman, KG, which was the receiver coach. He was an amazing guy, really cool, down to earth. That was like the whole staff. I just enjoyed being around everybody. And
it's interpreted that SEC. It's like a pro program. It's
Right.
the elite college program. I mean, it's very competitive. It's elite.
Definitely.
And you talked about that. I know the training must be crazy.
Yeah, it definitely is. If you don't love football, don't go to the SEC. The workouts, you're going to see why the SEC is the best division to play football or whatever. You're definitely going to see it by the workouts, the competition. It's really like that.
Oh, yeah, it's the real deal. You're hearing it from someone who's in it. This is live. This is a real testimony to what's going on in real time. And that to me is just, that's just great. And I want to shout out Coach Sam Pittman. I mean, he seems like he's taken you in and gave you an opportunity, and you're collaborating in Arkansas, and it just seems a really good fit. It seems like you made a good decision and you're doing really good things. And I'm really excited to see you this season, man. I'm like, last season I was chomping at the bit. This season I'm like, you just got to keep your eye on 83, man. Just keep your eye on him. It's not because I have skin in the game, which I kind of do because I've known you for so long,
Right.
But it's the talent. Before we wrap up, it's hard to say one person, but who are like your favorite players in the NFL that you look up to and things of that nature?
That's a great question. It's definitely a hard question. I have to say DK Metcalf.
So I hope whoever's listening, this is a true testament to hard work, determination, and just sticking to it. And this is what happens. All right, everyone. That was my first cast. I hope you all enjoyed it. Many more things to come in the near future. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon.